Wild to believe.
Debt. And that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of believers.
Hold on to your hats, because we've got some explosive news that's been flying under the radar, but is about to hit the headlines big time. Word on the street is that Tiffany Henyard, the embattled mayor of Dolton, Illinois, is on the brink of resigning. And trust us, this resignation is anything but voluntary. Henyard, notorious for her reckless spending, out-of-control behavior, and endless scandals, is finally being pushed out. And as if that wasn't enough, rumors of her looming arrest are rapidly spreading. This isn't just political drama, it's a full-blown catastrophe with all the ingredients of a blockbuster film: betrayal, corruption, public fury, and a jaw-dropping fall from grace that's almost too insane to be true.
Legal appointment, that's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise, and now they're talking to legal counsel to figure out their next steps.
You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances while the
So, how did it all spiral out of control? How did Dolton's youngest ever mayor, once full of promise, become one of the most infamous names in Illinois politics? Let's take a moment to unravel the tangled mess of controversy Tiffany Henyard has found herself in, and trust us, it's as chaotic as it gets. For months, rumors have circulated in Dolton about Henyard's tenuous grip on power, but the latest leaks are making it clear her time as mayor is rapidly running out. It's no shocker, really. She's been under constant fire, not only from the residents of Dolton, but from her own supporters as well, many of whom have abandoned her after witnessing the depth of her alleged corruption. Sources close to the situation claim her resignation is imminent, and it's not by choice. She's being forced out by a mix of public outrage, looming legal troubles, and political allies who have now turned their backs on her.
A one day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon. And the main thing is...
But before jumping to conclusions, let's take a closer look at how we ended up here. To truly grasp the chaos surrounding Tiffany Henyard, we need to dig into her troubled history in office. Her time as mayor has been nothing short of a disaster, and the reasons are glaringly obvious. The people of Dolton have had enough. Henyard's tenure has been plagued by scandal after scandal, each one more damaging than the last. From accusations of corruption to mismanagement of public funds, her handling, or rather mishandling, of Dolton's finances has left the community in shambles. Let's begin with one of the most jaw-dropping mistakes: her reckless spending habits. Reports show Henyard went on a taxpayer-funded shopping spree, including a shocking $33,000, and spent on Amazon in a single day. That's right, while Dolton residents dealt with deteriorating infrastructure and underfunded services, their mayor was treating the village budget like it was her personal piggy bank.
And for anyone from a township to go to a mayor's conference. A mayor's conference is a mayor's conference.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The Henyard administration has racked up hundreds of thousands of dollars in questionable expenses, including first-class flights and stays at five-star hotels. All of this while the village's debt has spiraled to unsustainable levels. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who was brought in as a special investigator to audit Dolton's finances, released a preliminary report that sent shockwaves through the community. It revealed that the village general fund, which had a surplus of $5.61 million in 2022, had nosedived into a deficit of $3.65 million by May 2024. Let that sink in. In just 2 years under Henyard's leadership, Dolton went from having millions in the bank to being millions in the red. Lightfoot didn't hold back when she presented her findings either. She exposed that Henyard had used the village's credit cards to rack up extravagant purchases at Amazon, Target, Walgreens, and several other retailers. These aren't the types of expenditures you'd expect from a mayor responsible for managing taxpayer dollars. They're the reckless spending habits of someone treating public funds like their own personal credit card.
It was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. But like I said, you have to...
But the reckless spending doesn't stop there. Henyard's misuse of public funds goes well beyond online shopping sprees and luxury hotel stays. One of the most shocking revelations is her use of village resources to fund an excessive personal security detail. According to former Dolton Police Chief Robert Collins, Henyard's demand for a large police escort to accompany her everywhere came at a steep cost to the village, and it was completely unnecessary. The manpower was stretched thin to the point of being critical, nearly collapsing the department. Collins, who was fired by Henyard after raising concerns about her actions, revealed how her extravagant security detail drained the police force's resources. Officers who should have been patrolling the streets and ensuring public safety were instead assigned to be Henyard's personal chauffeurs and bodyguards. Collins described how crucial assignments were left unattended as officers were pulled from duty to run personal errands for the mayor, leaving Dolton dangerously under-patrolled. He made it clear Henyard's actions were compromising the safety of Dolton's residents. "We needed those officers to be on the streets fighting crime," he said, "but instead we had several officers riding around protecting the mayor." The misuse of police resources is especially infuriating considering Dolton's ongoing crime problems. The village has been battling gang violence, shootings, and substance-related crimes, yet Henyard seemed more focused on her own comfort and security than addressing the real issues her constituents were facing. While her security detail racked up thousands in overtime, Dolton's residents were left vulnerable, with the police force spread too thin to effectively combat crime. But it's not just financial mismanagement that's sparking outrage. Henyard's time in office has also been tainted by accusations of corruption, retaliation, and even intimidation. Take, for example, the case of former village trustee Valeria Stubbs, who became one of Henyard's most vocal critics after exposing several of the mayor's shady dealings.
Invoices, but those invoices lead to more questions, and sometimes we don't get answers to those questions, and so it's not about clickbait, it's about...
Stubbs accused Henyard of hiring a registered offender with a criminal record as a village code enforcement officer, a move that sparked outrage in the community. But instead of addressing the issue, Henyard allegedly retaliated against Stubbs in terrifying ways. Stubbs even believes Henyard may have been behind a drive-by shooting at her home last summer. 2 cars belonging to Stubbs' tenants were shot up, and Stubbs has publicly stated that she suspects the attack was a direct response to her outspoken criticism of the mayor. The situation took an even stranger twist when Henyard posted a video of herself shoveling snow from Stubbs' driveway during a winter storm. In the video, Henyard mocked Stubbs, calling her a hater and boasting that she would always show up for her critics. It was a bizarre and twisted display of power, with Henyard taunting Stubbs and sending a chilling message to anyone daring to oppose her. Adding fuel to the fire, Henyard's top aide, Keith Freeman, has also found himself in legal trouble. Freeman, who served as Dolton's village administrator, was recently charged with bankruptcy fraud. Federal prosecutors allege that Freeman concealed assets and income to avoid paying creditors and settling a lawsuit. Freeman's indictment has only intensified the scandals surrounding Henyard's administration, revealing just how deep the corruption runs. It's becoming increasingly clear that the walls are closing in on Henyard as more and more scandals continue to unravel. And, speaking of legal troubles, let's not overlook the ongoing FBI investigation. In February 2024, reports emerged that the FBI had begun scrutinizing Henyard's activities after multiple individuals, ranging from business owners to public officials, came forward with allegations of misconduct. By April, the FBI had issued subpoenas as part of their investigation, seeking employment records, disciplinary reports, and other documents related to Henyard's administration. While the full extent of the investigation remains unknown, one thing is clear: the feds are zeroing in on Henyard, and an arrest could be imminent. Meanwhile, her allies are dropping like flies. Those who once stood by her side are now turning against her as the scandals continue to mount. One of the most significant defections came from Thornton Township trustee Karen Carlisle, who recently blew the whistle on Henyard's unethical behavior. Carlisle, who had worked as Henyard's assistant, issued a scathing statement accusing the mayor of manipulating employees, vendors, and residents to expand her power. Carlisle admitted that she had stayed silent for too long, but could no longer sit by and watch Henyard's corrupt leadership tear Dolton apart. Carlisle isn't the only one abandoning ship. Dolton's board of trustees has been clashing with Henyard for months, consistently attempting to rein her in and hold her accountable. In one dramatic showdown, the board voted to hire former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot as a special investigator to examine Henyard's finances. True to form, Henyard vetoed the decision, claiming it was an unconstitutional violation of her authority. The board also tried to push for a federal investigation into Henyard's misuse of funds, but once again, Henyard used her veto power to block the move. However, it's becoming clearer by the day that Henyard's grip on power is slipping. The once feared super mayor is losing control, and the residents of Dolton are demanding accountability. It doesn't take much searching to see just how frustrated the people are. One Dolton resident left a passionate comment on a viral YouTube video about Henyard's scandals, saying, "When will she get removed and charged with all the thefts from those hard-working people? She needs to be stopped ASAP." Another commenter echoed the sentiment, asking, "Why is it so hard to get rid of worthless people in a government position?" These comments reflect the growing anger and frustration that's been building in Dolton for months. The community is fed up with the corruption, reckless spending, and total disregard for their needs. They want Henyard out and demand justice for the damage she's caused. Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: this story is far from over. Henyard has made plenty of enemies, and the people of Dolton are ready to see her held accountable for the mess she's created. What do you think? Could this be the end of Tiffany Henyard's political career, or does she have one last move up her sleeve? Will there be more shocking revelations as the investigations unfold? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for more updates. This drama is just getting started.